Your health, your wealth. Health Unpacked is brought to you by Tebelopele Wellness Clinics.
Right, it's 5:37 on Duma FM or Talk More Music. We are heading to the hour of 6 o'clock, but we still do have some business. Health Unpacked, brought to you by Tebelopele in conjunction with a few partners here. Ba ileng gore ba tshwaragane matsogo go leka go bua ka tsone dikgang tse eleng gore di ama bomme, di ama banana, di ama borre, ke dikgang tse eleng gore di tebagantse le go tlhalosa botoka le go tlhaloganya mo go tseneletseng dikgang tsa HIV/AIDS among other things. Mehela gore re tle re di atolose re bua tsela gompieno specifically about sexual health with regards to young women. I have in the studio the content marketing administrator ko Tebelopele me Tsepiso Lulama Molete. How are you doing, my sister?
Good evening, Mr. Timisang. I'm good.
Did I say your name correctly? Lulama.
Erra, you did.
What does it mean?
It means Bonolo in Xhosa.
It means Bonolo in Xhosa.
Erra.
But it's a beautiful name nevertheless.
Thank you.
Let's get an appreciation perhaps before we get into other aspects of this conversation. You know, let's get a definition of sexual health, if you can help us with that.
Okay. First and foremost, I'd like to say Dumelang Batswana ko lapeng, and I'd like to thank you for having me on Duma FM today. With that being said, sexual health is a state of physical, emotional, mental, and social well-being, in relation to sexuality.
Yeah.
And sexuality consists of sexual feelings, thoughts, attractions, and behaviors towards other people, right? It's not merely the absence of disease, dysfunction, or infirmity. So with sexual health, one requires to have a positive and respectful approach, especially towards sexual relationships, as well as the possibility of having pleasurable and safe sexual experiences free of coercion, discrimination, and violence.
Okay. Nice. Thank you so much. Now, as a young woman, Tsepiso, what advices do you have to other young women? They are in a state of exploring their sexual health or their sexuality.
Okay, thank you for that. I mean, as a teenage girl or a young woman, this is a crucial stage where, you're in denial and you're vulnerable. So there are many things that you need to consider before you decide to have sex, right? So including whether this is the right person, is this the right time in your life, and how will you feel if the relationship decides to end?
Right.
So you need to decide the most important thing about having sex. You need to think about how to protect yourself, first and foremost, right? From getting infected with HIV.
Yeah.
And from getting infected with sexual transmitted infections and having an unwanted pregnancy.
Right.
Yeah. So most of the time, young women like talking to their friends, right?
Yes.
And they don't like talking to their parents. It's just that some have a cordial relationship with their parents and some don't.
Yes.
So it is a good idea as a young woman to discuss all of your choices, concerns, and worries you may have with a health personnel or nurse. And please, let's refrain from always Googling, Not all the time Google can give us the right answers because it can exaggerate the matter than assure you of what the problem or solution could be. So it's always best to consult with a health personnel so that you avoid having any repercussions.
Okay. And as a young person, where might you find these sites where you're able to consult with your peers or with people who are trained to be able to assist you with issues of this nature? Ke ra gore ba ileng gore ba tshaba go bua le batsadi ba bone, ba tshaba go bua le bo mogolo a bone kana ditsala tsa bone. How do we do things here in Botswana? Are there places that are specifically geared towards that?
Yes, at Tebelopele we have 18 centers in total.
Yes.
But out of the 18, we have 3 youth-friendly clinics, right?
Okay.
Which provide family planning services, which is oral and injectable contraceptives, implants and emergency contraceptives, as well as HIV prevention services, which include PrEP, right?
Yes.
PrEP is a pill that prevents one from getting infected with HIV, and HIV treatment, care and support services, as well as screening, treatment of sexual transmitted infections.
Yeah.
Post-sexual rape and PEP. PEP is the treatment given after being exposed to HIV within 72 hours, and assault services. And please note that all these services are free of charge. All you need to do is bring your Omang or national ID card.
Yeah. I guess what's most interesting for me is the definition of youth-friendly. What does youth-friendly mean specifically for somebody who's looking for those services? Because you did outline the services that are being provided, but I'm interested to find what it then means to be youth-friendly, because it's very specific to this process.
Okay. Youth-friendly pretty much means not intimidating to a young person. I think we all know young people don't want to be in a certain location where they are intimidated and they can't even ask for help. They need to be in a cordial environment where it's easy for them to just tell the health personnel mathata a gagwe.
Yeah. A
phuthulogile, you know, it's intense.
Okay. Because it can be an intense conversation.
Exactly.
So you do need places where you're able to just unwind and do so confidently.
Exactly.
Okay. And then beyond these services that you've just highlighted, is there anything else or any other support that Tebelopele offers?
Okay, so Tebelopele has created a safe and friendly, non-judgmental space, right? It's a Facebook group. It's a closed Facebook group called the Cookie Jar. Well, it only encompasses women from the ages of 15 to 24.
Okay.
And this group supports and empowers young women to access quality and relevant information in regards to their relationships and sexual health issues.
Yes.
Within the group, we have what you call healthcare educators, which are admins of the group. So what they do, they refer these young women for HIV prevention services, as I just mentioned.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
anything else?
Yeah, in the
to
group,
that end?
pretty much we just talk about womanhood hygiene, you know, motivational quotes, contraceptives, and any other trending topics that are of interest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not one-sided.
And then, you know, we've talked about the physical sites that are youth-friendly, that are available. For motho e leng gore gongwe ga tumela thata mahelo a go nna jana, a gona le mogala o e leng gore a ka le tshwara ka one, gongwe a le rolela se e leng gore o eletsa go se botsa kana se e leng gore ga se tlhaloganye thata. You know, just to be able to engage those people through perhaps a telephonic or a virtual platform.
To be quite honest, currently for youth, we don't have a specific line.
Right.
So I just encourage the youth to just, you know, join the Cookie Jar and DM the admins, and then we'll be able to help them. But we're in the process of having, you know, a toll-free line where they can call.
Okay. And the Cookie Jar, the platform is available online.
It is available online.
And that is where at Facebook?
Facebook.
Okay. Great. Anything else, Tsepiso? I mean,
yes. I just wanted to say that the youth-friendly clinics were located in Gaborone by GSS grounds in Extension 4. Molepolle were opposite the main Khotla by the Hatlamolelo Ward. And Francistown were right behind Botswana Life Building. And I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to have me on Duma FM today. And you can reach us on social media pages on Facebook and Twitter, Tebelopele Wellness Clinics, or the Cookie Jar. And all of this wouldn't be possible without the support of the American people, which are PEPFAR, the U.S. President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, USAID, U.S. Agency for International Development, under the Tebelopele Mo Botsokhong Project. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining me this evening, Tshepiso. And that is the Content Marketing Administrator at Tebelopele, Tshepiso Molete, sharing with us you know, tips and insights on sexual health, specifically for young women, and places where you're able to get assistance, some of which are youth-friendly. Thank you, and have yourself a beautiful rest of the evening.
Thank you.
Okay, this is how we come to the end of today's installment of Health Unpacked. And the sponsors were outlined by Tsepiso there. But we are back next week on a Thursday between 5:30 and 6 p.m.
Your health, your wealth. Health Unpacked was brought to you by Tebelopele Wellness Clinics.